IHN Show. This is the IHN Show. As always, I am Cole, and this is my good friend Andy.
Absolutely ready to go today.
Number two. Wait till we get to number 22. Oh my.
Papers.
Inside jokes. This is only the second episode, so for the first while, I'll explain what the IHN Show is. It's the IndyCar Hockey NASCAR Show, IHN, because that's what we love. We like racing and hockey, so that's what we talk about, except drag racing, because we don't watch that crap.
Yep.
So, we go in order, so it goes IndyCar, then we'll talk about hockey and NASCAR. IndyCar and NASCAR will be the shortest for these days, because there's not much to talk about. Hockey, that'll be longer, because obviously the draft, or not draft, that, free agency. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that thing is going on. So, not much news in IndyCar world. Not quite as much as NASCAR. NASCAR usually releases their penalties on Wednesday. I'm recording this the day after on Thursday. Really, the only news in IndyCar is that there's the next race is at Iowa, and with the new aero kit, the spec aero kit, so Andretti Autosport dominated the IndyCar test at Ottawa. And that's pretty much all it is about, is how IndyCar drivers are looking to see how the new aero kit design acts at Iowa, because Iowa's
short track.
It's a 7/8 of a mile, and it's pretty flat. Mm-hmm. It's not like high banked. The only other big news is that next year NBC is replacing ABC for broadcasting, so now it'll be NBC or NBCSN. All IndyCar races will be under the NBC company, either under NBC or NBCSN, depending on what race it is. So obviously the Indy 500 is going to be under NBC, because if they did it under NBCSN, I'm pretty sure IndyCar would instantly revoke their contract with them.
Yep.
But NBC claims that they will, since they landed the Indy 500 spot and they're replacing ABC, that it promises increased IndyCar exposure. It says in here, Indianapolis 500 is an American staple. Was an American staple, and ABC for, I think it was 54 years, not 53 years, but obviously we'll have a new television home next season. I'm getting this off of a news organization in Nashville. Smashville.
Oh, yeah.
It says, in fact, the entire IndyCar package is moving to NBC in 2019. What could turn out to be the exceptional deal for the series because of promised increased exposure across multiple platforms. So obviously they're putting more effort into IndyCar than they are NASCAR.
Yeah.
NBC is saying. That's secondary, though, to another network ending ABC's stronghold on the greatest spectacle in racing, i.e. the Indy 500. It was Indy 500 and ABC was the second longest partnership in television and sports events, behind only the Masters, which has been on CBS since 1956. It was a crown jewel for ABC, and they did not want to particularly give it up. And IndyCar wasn't unhappy with the network's productions of the most important asset. But IndyCar vitally wanted its races on one network, made that clear in negotiations with both ABC and NBC. Mostly so fans know it's going to be on NBC every week. Now, if they could get, or NBC, yes, son. Now, if they could get it on NBC every race, the ratings will go through the roof. The two networks have been sharing the series for several years, kind of like NASCAR. It's never been one series or one provider. It's always like back when NASCAR was hot and racing didn't suck and they were managing it poorly. This is the part of the show where we speak your minds.
Yeah.
I think it was before Fox. It was ESPN, TNN, the Nashville network. I think NBC, maybe they came in with Fox. TBS did it. I know CBS did it for a long time. I think that's it. So CBS, TBS, TNN, TNT did it for a while. Fox, obviously, and NBC. NBC left, but then they came back. ESPN. So yeah, it's been kind of a revolving door of NASCAR.
Quite a few.
Yeah, there's been quite a few. As of now, it's just Fox and NBC, which, in my opinion, I think Fox does a better job of broadcasting NASCAR races.
Yep, absolutely.
Maybe it'll change with Dale Jr. in the
being
broadcast.
in the booth.
Yeah. Which, it's nice, because then you'll have... Because I know NBC, they had, Jeff Burton and Steve Letarte So
whatever
whatever
his
yeah.
name was.
But it's see where Fox had the strongholds, they had Jeff Gordon, who just came out of retirement and then instantly went to the broadcast booth. So he had knowledge of the Gen 6 cars, about the quote unquote the side force, which made the racing suck and makes the racing suck. So he had knowledge of the cars. He had knowledge of the rookies, of like Eric Jones, Chase Elliott. You know, he had knowledge of people, and the same will be with Dale Jr. So he'll have knowledge of the racing. CEO of IndyCar Mike Miles worked out a 3-year deal, signing all media rights to NBC, and that was announced on Wednesday a long time ago, with increased number of races on broadcasts and a subscription-only channel for IndyCar's diehard fans. Kind of just thinking. Of course, the crown jewel of racing, the Indy 500, will be on NBC. Since IndyCar wanted one TV company to provide the whole series, NBC and ABC were both bidding until the very end to get the whole season. You know, because that's what IndyCar wanted. But I guess negotiations ended with ABC saying that I guess IndyCar wanted too much money or something. This is kind of old news. I don't know when this was posted. Not too long ago. Then this did not happen last week. NBC taking over IndyCar was announced like 2 months ago.
Jeepers.
Under the new thing, 8 IndyCar races will be broadcast on the network next season, up from 5 that ABC aired. The rest of the schedule will be on NBCSN. The deal also puts IndyCar in the NBC Gold package, a direct-to-consumer product in which subscribers can purchase additional content that is not televised, i.e., like the month of May, where there's practice, you know, for 2 weeks every day, which isn't televised because it's not generally the most interesting thing in the world. Even though IndyCar did put that on YouTube, and now it sounds like they're going to end that, which sucks.
Figures.
So yeah, especially saying that for NBC and IndyCar, because the guarantees surrounding the Indy 500 will be part of NBC's championship season marketing campaign. The network touts numerous high-profile championship events from May to July that includes horse racing, Triple Crown, Premier League Championship Sunday, the French Open, and the Stanley Cup Finals, and the Tour de France, which is coming up, I think, next week. So yeah, it's kind of what the whole thing's about. So, yeah, that's kind of only the biggest news in NASCAR. IndyCar is that there's going to be increased exposure for the Indy 500.
Yeah.
So, and we go to hockey.
Absolutely.
Okay, so the big news is free agency, which starts on July 1st, I think at like 12:01 or something.
Yeah,
or 12 o'clock. Midnight,
whatever that is.
Whenever it is. You have notes, so we'll let you go first.
Notes. Let me see here. I go first. Speaking of free agency and the Stanley Cup in hockey, I wanted to talk about the Washington Capitals today. What I heard on Facebook or whatever it was, they re-signed John Carlson, right? Did they? Yeah. And I also wanted to say they re-signed Devontae Smith-Pelly. Are they going for back-to-back cups? Lord only knows.
That's what they would have. I don't know, but they don't have.
I heard. I also wanted to talk about that. Vegas isn't re-signing any other players. Who was that? Was it Ryan Reeves? Who else was on that free agency list?
There was a lot of people on that. They probably just haven't spoke of it yet.
Yeah.
No. Obviously they're gonna be looking for back-to-back cups, but they don't have Barry Trotz because he's over in the Isle now for the New York Islanders.
Oh, that's right.
Because he wanted too much money. Apparently, when you win the cup, you think you're like hot
stuff.
Yeah.
You're
you're just as good as a bag of chips, I guess. You're all that in a bag of chips. Is that all you had?
I had 2 more things to cover. I want to talk about the Buffalo Sabres. Not because they got Rasmus Dahlin or whatever, but I heard this morning that there was a trade between the Buffalo Sabres and the Pittsburgh Penguins. In the trade, the Pittsburgh Penguins acquire a 2019 4th-round conditional pick, and the Buffalo Sabres acquire Connor Sheary and Matt Hudwick.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing that yesterday. Yeah.
Yep. I used to say that's a tricky trade in my opinion for the Sabres because they're rebuilding, and then they I see why their general manager acquired that trade. They got a couple players from the former defending Cup champions. Hey, it's a start.
Yeah, I mean you gotta start somewhere, but
yeah,
I think why they did it is because Sheary, I think, is in his 30s. What was his name? Connor Sheary.
And Matt Hunwick.
I think Sheary's in his 30s.
And then Matt Hunwick used to play for the Maple Leafs.
Oh, no, he's 26. Okay, never mind.
Oh.
And then
Matt
Hunwick.
Hudwick.
He is...
A defenseman.
He's 33, so...
Used to play for the Maple Leafs.
Matt Hunwick, who's also a Michigan native.
Absolutely.
From Warren, Michigan, so he's from the hood.
Yeah.
Well, Wikipedia's pretty on it. They already say he's on the Buffalo Sabres team. So, yeah, I mean, they probably acquired Matt Hunwick and Connor Sheary because Buffalo's is a decently young team. They're going to have a lot of young players on their team. You had one more thing, didn't you?
My last thing, and then speaking of free agency being the top pick, one of my favorite New Jersey Devils of all time players, who is now a veteran, Ilya Kovalchuk, went to the LA Kings.
Oh, dude, that's old news. That was like a week ago.
Oh, yeah. Well, I wanted to cover that.
Yeah.
Dang. Well, hey, some veteran leadership on the Kings. Maybe they'll get to the second round of the playoffs next year. Who knows?
Or just, at least win a game in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because Kovalchuk hasn't played in the NHL since the 2012-2013 season, which I think is the season after the lockout. Maybe there's a season of. I can't remember when the season. I don't know.
Oh.
All I know is I was very sad because I had to wait an extra 4 months for the season to start.
Yeah.
Just because the players wanted too much money.
Yep.
What was I looking up? Oh, yeah. So, and before we get into cap space, I'm gonna read off the top 10 candidates for the... Nope, that's the wrong year. Thanks, ESPN. I said 2018, you came up 2019. Wow, you're quite on it, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. Really? There's ex-players suing the NHL ripped decision to vote Gary Bettman into the Hockey Hall of Fame. You're suing them over what grounds? I kind of have to look that up now.
When the manager puts himself as employee of the month?
Yeah.
Oh, man. Jeez.
A federal lawsuit against the league, consolidated from 5 cases filed in 2013, has sought class action status for pursuit of damages for mental and physical health problems plaguing former players who experienced head trauma during their careers. That's your fault!
Exactly.
The plaintiffs have alleged the league failed to warn its players of long-term risk of brain damage. That's still your fault.
Mm-hmm.
That may have been suffered in the action on the ice. You play hockey, for crying out loud. You should know this.
Yeah.
Where did the common sense in people go?
It disappeared.
Yeah, it's disappeared just like their smarts.
Oh my gosh, it disappeared faster than a pizza at a Weight Watchers convention.
No kidding. Oh, jeez. So why do you have to sue Gary Bettman, though?
I don't know.
What has he got to do with it?
The nerve of some people.
So there's 10 people that are going to be going to the Hockey Hall of Fame. Marty Brodeur is one. Martin St. Louis.
Oh my gosh, love those guys.
Jana Hefford, who was on the Canadians women's national team.
Oh, I heard of that.
And Russian Alexander Yukashev, excuse me.
Yeah.
Why do you just give me the kid's last name? O'Ree, because he was the first black player in the NHL.
Oh, Willie O'Ree.
Gary Bettman, because I guess they couldn't come up with 10th guy. Why can't you just tell me who the 10 are?
I don't know. You're gonna have to file a lawsuit against ESPN for poor website management.
No, this is USA Today.
That too.
And it's all liberal news networks.
Uh-huh.
I just want a list of who's in the Hockey Hall. Oh my God, it's a video for crying out loud.
Japers.
Okay, let's start CBS Sports.
Other than that, that's all the things I had to cover for hockey.
Yeah.
So, shoot. There was one trade between Carolina and Arizona I saw this morning.
That was,
it wasn't that bad.
Mm.
Anyway.
Yeah, Marty Brodeur, Martin St. Louis, Alexander Yukashev, Willie O'Ree. Really? Oh, there we go. I had to finish loading. Gary Bettman, Jana Hefford. Yeah, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people. Yep, that's just 6. I thought there was more, but okay. So just those 6 guys. So just I wanted to touch on that. But now it's time for Cap Space and John Tavares.
Oh boy, here we go.
John Tavares. Okay, so again, I'm very unprepared. John Tavares.
Long-time Islanders captain, maybe going to the Toronto Maple Leafs.
Or anyone, really.
Yeah, I'm
have
praying
cap
for
space.
Dallas.
Yeah. So he is only 27 years old, so he's still in his prime.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. He's 6 foot, so average. And shocker, he's selected first overall in the 2009 NHL entry draft.
Mm-hmm.
He is currently getting paid $6 million a year.
That's insane.
That's insanely low.
Uh-huh.
To be honest, that's insanely low.
Well, he's... Yeah. I was about to say either... is he underestimated or overestimated? I'd say he's somewhere in between.
Yeah. Well, if we look at his stats from this past year...
Oh my gosh, probably bad.
I don't know. He's on a bad team. Doesn't mean he has bad stats. You can look at Connor McDavid.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
Taylor Hall.
Taylor Hall, too. Well, the Devils made the playoffs, though.
Yeah, so did... Edmonton.
Edmonton didn't. They sucked.
So did Dallas.
Yeah, they were terrible.
St. Louis. Oh my gosh. Lord only knows what they're gonna do. What Edmonton.
What did I just click on? Oh, stats. By player.
Terrible, isn't it?
Sucks. NHL, you're working too slow for me, please. Thank you very much. Okay, let me just do John. Nope, different John. Next page. Just that. Okay. Nothing there. Sorry, I'm trying to find John Tavares' name and I can't find him. That's Anderson Johnson. Stop spinning the wheel. Now it's John Moore. Holy crap. He's gonna be like the... Jeez.
John... Next they'll give you John Wayne.
Yeah.
Next they'll give you Elton John.
He wasn't even on here. Oh, God. Why is it under playoff regular season? Come on. Jeepers. Good. John Tavares. Here we go. Jeez. Of course, he's on the first page when I do the regular season, not playoffs. Mm-hmm. Why did they do that? Okay, so he played 82 games. He had 37 goals, 47 assists for a total of 84 points. He was minus 12, but that's because the Islanders suck. He only had 26 penalty minutes. That's pretty low.
84 points?
I mean, he had just as many penalty minutes as Connor McDavid. He averaged 1.02 points per game.
Nice.
He had 12 power play goals. He had 30 power play points, 2 shorthanded goals, 3 shorthanded points, 3 game-winning goals, and 2 overtime goals, which is not the same thing as a game-winning goal, but what do I know? He had 257 shots. Shot percentage was 14.4, so i.e. 14.5% of his shots that he took hit the net. He played at average of just under 20 minutes a game. He had about 23 shifts per game, and his face-off win percentage was 52.9. So he's over 50% on face-offs.
Nice.
So he's a good all-around player. Very good. And he played the entire season, all 82 games. So,
not bad.
Yes. So that's a little recap on John Tavares.
Yeah.
Now we go to teams. Now I say he's probably gonna want $8 million or more a year.
Yep.
So.
Yep. Gonna have to free up some cap space.
There's only really 4 or 5 teams that could not afford him, and that's L.A., Tampa, Pittsburgh, Florida, and Chicago.
Oh
Well, I guess Chicago could if they get him for about $9 million.
Yeah.
But Florida has $8.35 million. Pittsburgh has $8.2 million. This is all rounding. This isn't exact.
Yeah.
Tampa has $5.3 million, and LA has 3.2. So unless LA gets rid of a bunch of players, they're not going to be able to get Tavares. Mm-hmm. Neither is Tampa Bay because that's just too low for what he's worth. At the top of the list is the New York Islanders with $32.8 million in cap space.
Jeez.
So
they could spend like no tomorrow now.
Oh yeah, they could just, here's my ammo card. Give me one of everything you got. Second on the list is Vegas. About just under $31 million.
I say, if he goes to Vegas, that'd be something.
That's
else.
A super team right
That
there.
would be, yeah.
But that's the reason why, is because you look at William Karlsson. He was getting paid virtually nothing at Columbus. They pick him up, now he kicks butt. He's going to get a raise.
Yep.
Jonathan Marchessault is getting paid virtually nothing at Florida. They pick him up, now he's kicking butt. Now he's going to get $6 million next year.
Jonathan Marchese.
James Neal, he was only getting like $4 million. He's probably going to get a raise unless they don't sign him. He was getting 5?
Four or 5. Might get 5.
But he's probably going to get a raise. Marc-Andre Fleury, I think he was already getting paid up to the upper end. There was a lot of players they picked up that were not getting paid a lot, and they picked them up for like peanuts. That's why they have so much in cap space. The Islanders have so much because they just have a general manager who's an idiot.
Yeah.
He's taking part in Mike Milbury. Oh my god, I hate him so much. Third on the list is the New York Rangers. That's because they had a fire sale. They're in rebuilding right now.
Yeah.
They got rid of a whole bunch of players. They got rid of Ryan McDonough.
Yep.
JT Miller. Who was that one guy?
Was it goalie?
No, they still have Lundqvist.
No.
You're saying backup?
Oh, like last year or whatever it was, I got rid of Antti Ranta.
Oh yeah, he's
been gone for a while.
He's not the greatest goalie in the world.
No, he went to Phoenix.
Phoenix, obviously, like
Arizona,
Dallas or something.
Thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they got, because I know they traded like 3 players to Tampa.
Rick Nash.
Rick Nash went to
Columbus. No, he was there when he first started.
He went to Pittsburgh, I think.
I thought he went to Boston.
No, I think Rick Nash went to Pittsburgh.
You're kidding.
No, I went to Boston. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Woo! Okay.
I thought he went to Pittsburgh. Boston, Pittsburgh, I still hate them both.
Yeah.
6 to 1, half dozen to the other. So, yeah, New York has about $29.5 million. Toronto, the Maple Laughs, have about $24.75 million. So they could sign Tavares.
Yep, I was to say.
I don't know how many other people they have to sign, because I know they have one more year on Austin Matthews' entry-level contract, which is like $750,000.
Oh, wow.
Before they have to give him about $10 million a year or so.
Yep.
Because McDavid's starting to get paid this year, and is going to get paid this year, I think, an average of like $12 million a year. Highest paid player in the NHL right now. Matthews was drafted first overall the year after McDavid. So.
And what was it? Is that 2015 or 2016?
16.
Yeah, that's
because
what
he's only played.
No, it was 2015.
No, that was McDavid.
2015 was McDavid.
Because that was 15, 16, 17. 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18 season. Now next year he has, because you have 3 years on entry level.
Oh yeah.
So McDavid was 2017, because last year was Nico Hischier, and he wasn't, like the McDavid and Matthews where they just go out and score 4 goals in their first game, but still lose.
Yeah.
Score 4 goals in your first game, and your team's
NHL debut,
and your team still sucks. You lost. You
Yeah.
carried the team. Your back's broken already.
Yeah.
Let's see. Calgary's on the list with just under $24.5 million. So yeah, they have a lot of cap space.
But they didn't do very good this year.
No, but I don't know what they have to sign. I can also be looking at the contracts. I mean, the Islanders have 29 contracts. Vegas has 33. New York has 34. Toronto has 37, and Calgary has 28. So they have some signing to do. Now, I think this includes contracts, because you're only allowed 50 contracts a year.
Yeah, I was just saying.
So this must be including AHL teams. Next on the list is, what, 6th? Yeah, 6th is New Jersey with 33 contracts and
New Jersey.
24.4 million in cap space. So there's this is also, everybody's getting an extra $4.5 million a year, but
yeah,
because now the cap's at 29 or 29.5. Yeah, you guys are getting, that's like 2 players. 79.5. 7th is the Vancouver Canucks. What team? What team again? Yeah, that team.
Exactly.
They have 39 contract. I can't speak because Detroit sucks. They're just awful.
I used to say, I heard people saying, and on my Facebook page that I follow, whatever, that some people want Tavares to sign with the Red Wings.
Well, who wouldn't?
I used to say, well, it's a pretty dipstick move.
Why?
Red Wings are tanking right now. I wouldn't want him to sign.
Why? You just want to keep seeing your team suck?
Well, no, I mean just get those draft picks and then work your way up instead of signing them.
Why?
I used to say, I know he's got leadership. Then we won't get as high of picks, because when we have to.
Dude, we have 12 draft picks next year.
Oh, well.
I think we're fine.
Well, whatever's fine.
I mean, he's only 27, so if we can sign him, we can still make him into a franchise player.
Yeah.
Sign him for 4 years. Okay, and if he doesn't like it here, he can leave.
Yeah.
If he likes it here,
then he's 30, because then you can trade him.
And then he's 31, and then you can sign him for another 5, and, he's 31. Ken Holland's we're going to sign him for 12 years. Yeah, good job, buddy. Now he's going to be 43 by the time he leaves the league.
Yep.
I mean, that's what they did with Henrik Zetterberg. His contract goes for another 3 seasons.
Holy cow.
And he's only going to play 1 more.
Yeah, I used to say. Oh, he is going to play 1 more?
He said he's going to... No, I think he said he's going to play 2 more seasons. He said he's going to play 2 more seasons unless he gets really injured. Then he's like, I'm out.
Yep.
Like when he broke his back at the Olympics. He was out for the rest of the season until the playoffs.
I don't remember that.
That was in Sochi. Who was that? Vancouver. Yes, they have $24.1 million. Winnipeg... Really? Winnipeg, 25 contracts, $24.1 million.
Oh.
But they have to sign Patrick Laine this year because I think Laine was the second overall behind Connor McDavid, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So he's going to get paid this year. And then they probably have to sign... I mean, they only have 25 contracts, so they have to supply an AHL team, too. So
yeah.
Carolina... 37 contracts, $23.6 million. So they have 37 contracts, but everybody's getting paid 1 peanut a day. So Philadelphia is 10. 39 contracts, so everybody's getting paid 1 piece of salt a day for, and they have 21.3 million in cap space, just about. Colorado. I mean, this is off cap friendly, so this is all a guess. This is an exacto.
Yeah.
11th is the Colorado Avalanche with 35 contracts and $21.5 million in cap. Number 12, the Detroit Red Wings, 32 contracts with $20.5 million in cap space. So, if they sign Tavares for $8-9 million a year, they have to sign Larkin this year.
Oh, yeah.
They have to re-sign Athanasiou, and they have to re-sign Mantha.
I heard of that.
So,
Mantha, that's right.
So if they sign Tavares for $8.5 million, that gives them $12 million to play with those 3 dimwits.
Yep.
But that only gives them $12 million to sign 3 players. So I mean, you could average them, what, $4.5 million, just about.
Pretty much.
So I mean, Athanasiou, he wants 5. He's not worth 5 to me. He's worth 3.5 to 4.
Yeah.
Again, Detroit could probably have $25 million, $26 million if they didn't sign stupid contracts.
Yep.
Darren Helm for $4 million. Dumb. He's 4th line.
Exactly.
Jonathan Ericsson. Don't even know why we have him. He's signed for $6 million. He should be signed about 1 cent a day because that's all he's worth, in my opinion. 13th, Dallas Stars.
Yeah, here
26 contracts, just under $20 million in cap space left.
Nice. I don't know who they have to sign this year.
I don't know who. I think they're obviously going to keep Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn and Tyler.
He's their captain for a long time. Tyler Sagan's
been.
Is their.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the assistant captain, but he's a dang good goal scorer.
Yeah. Arizona Coyotes, believe it or not, 43 contracts. $19.5 million in cap space. So everybody's getting paid with 1 bacteria a day. The Ottawa Senators make the playoffs 1 year to the Eastern Conference Finals. We're gonna suck the next year. 40 contracts, $19.3 million a year, or cap space. I'm sorry, excuse me. San Jose Sharks, 43 contracts, $18.8 million in cap space left. Montreal Canadiens, 38 contracts, $18.6 million in cap. The Buffalo Sabres. Now remember, they have Rasmus Dahlin, but he's on entry level.
Yep.
So they have 3 years to sign Tavares maybe. And then also have money aside for Rasmus Dahlin, because if Rasmus Dahlin is good as a defenseman as he is, and he can do what he do, he's gonna get paid $10 million. He's gonna get paid $9, $10, $11 million a year. So they would have to set aside that much, or maybe move some people so they could open up that, because you don't want to max out your cap. Because it's like you can't trade anyone that's you have to pay more for.
You got no breathing room.
You got no breathing room. I mean, now I don't know. I also don't know if this cap space puts into effect like long-term injury list, like Johan Franzen.
Oh yeah.
From his contract, if we put him on the IR or the long-term injury list, we get an extra like $4 million a year.
Oh.
So, but I don't know if this projects it. It may not. I don't know. What does it say? Projected cap space at season's end based on the daily average cap space value. The current roster is assumed to remain unchanged until seasons end up for this calculation. The salary cap for the 18-19 season is $0. Okay, so that was Buffalo. Columbus. The Columbus Blue Jackets, 39 contracts, $17.2 million, excuse me, in cap. St. Louis Blues, 35 contracts, $16.62 million. I don't know what they have to sign. I don't know how many years are left on Tarasenko's contract.
Yep.
I don't know how many years are left on Jake Allen's contract. Who else is out there?
Braden Schwartz.
Schwartz, yeah. There's one other guy. I can't remember him. I can't remember.
Bomeister.
Yeah, him.
I say he's getting old.
He's
old as dirt.
Yeah, well, new dirt, potted dirt.
I say not as old as Giordano.
Yeah. Anaheim Ducks, 35 contracts, $13.7 million. Don't know how much is left on Corey or Getzlaf Patrick contract. Yeah, Corey Perry's or
Ryan
Getzlaf contracts, or like younger guys they have out there. I think Corey Perry has 2 years left.
I don't know.
It's too long ago. Washington Capitals. Now this is kind of surprising. Just win the cup. 37 contracts, but they have $12.25 million in cap space.
Nice. He could go there.
He could go there.
That would be insane.
That would almost be guaranteed cup winner right there. Almost. Yeah. So would Vegas. If he goes to a team where they have cap space and he can go, and it's a team that did really well in the playoffs, like Vegas or Washington, even Tampa. Tampa doesn't have enough cap space, though.
Oh.
Tampa, who did Tampa play?
Washington.
No, I'm sorry, Vegas.
Boston and Dallas.
I'm sorry, Vegas. Who did they play in the finals? Conference finals.
Winnipeg.
If he goes to Winnipeg, I mean, like, those 4 teams,
yeah.
Even if you go to, like, even the semifinals, any of those, if he goes there, he's almost guaranteed a cup. Just because those teams, as long as they keep the players they are now and they keep the chemistry and they keep things how they should be, that's almost a guaranteed cup win.
Yep.
Unless they go, Actually, with Washington, I don't know if it would be a guaranteed cup win because they lost Barry Trotz.
That's right. Yeah.
So, also, I don't know when this was last updated. I don't know if it adds on Carlson's or Smith Pelly's contract.
Oh, I didn't say.
Nashville, $12 million, 36 contracts. He could go there.
That would be insane.
I think Nashville would win their first cup if he went to Nashville.
Yep.
I really do. That one team in Boston, just under $12 million with 37 contracts. Again, don't know how much is left on the Brad the Rat Marchand's contract, or players out there I really don't care for.
Bergeron, Krejci, Backus.
Still don't care for him.
Yeah.
Still don't care.
Exactly.
Edmonton. This is kind of surprising. Edmonton, with how bad they were, 38 contracts, just under $11 million in cap. I mean, you factor in Connor McDavid's $12 million a year, so you just killed half your cap space right there, just about.
Yeah, dang near.
If you had 79.5, yeah, we're just gonna give them half our cap. Everybody else, yeah, we're just gonna sign like fourth liners. Yeah, you're on the first line. Minnesota Wild. Now, they have 36 contracts and 10.5 million in cap. And the Chicago Blackhawks have 44 contracts, the most contracts on here, I believe, in $9.25 million in cap. And then Florida has 8.4, Pittsburgh 8.2, Tampa 5.3, and LA 3.2. So Florida, Pittsburgh, Tampa, and LA, I do not don't see Tavares going there.
Yeah.
Just because, obviously, LA and Tampa's a given. He's not going to go there.
Exactly.
Unless they move big players and get rid of contracts, he's not going to go to LA or Tampa just because there's not the cap space. Then again, Stevie Y is a smart man in Tampa.
Yeah.
I wish we had him here.
Exactly.
Hint, hint.
I just
Illage.
say he's a lot better than Ken Holland.
Oh my God. I guess Detroit did a good job at the draft this year.
Yeah,
but,
did.
How many of those decisions were Ken Holland?
Yeah.
Let's go after this guy.
Yeah,
what?
Zadina.
He is projected to go 217th overall. Oh, yeah, he's first line. No, let's go with Philip Zadina. Oh, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Florida.
No.
There's
no way.
I mean, they have 8.4 million. I mean, it won't leave them with a lot of breathing room. They won't be able to make any trades. But I don't see him going to Florida just because since they went to the Stanley Cup Finals and got swept by, I can't even remember who. They have not been good since.
Yeah.
I mean, now there's a lot of teams on here who are like, well, they're not good now. That's now. That's not the past 20 years.
Mm-hmm.
Detroit sucked the last 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Montreal's only sucked the last 2 years. Islanders, they're just a lost cause. The Rangers only sucked the last couple years.
Yeah.
Toronto, they're on the way up. Since they got Austin Matthews, they're on the way up. They have a few things they got to fix, like a more consistent goaltender, but they're on the way up. Calgary, they've kind of started to suck. New Jersey.
I'd say Calgary's going downhill.
New Jersey, they're on the way back up since getting Nico Hischier. Vancouver, I don't see him going to Vancouver because, you're going to lose the Sedin twins.
Yeah. They're gone.
Yeah, they're gone. They have no big name players anymore.
Mm-hmm.
They have no main.
Exactly.
So Vancouver, I see going 31st next year.
Mm-hmm.
Winnipeg, if he can go to Winnipeg, that's going to be a very dangerous team.
Yeah.
Carolina, no.
No.
Philly, they're on the way up again.
On the way up.
They made the playoffs. They had to go up against Pittsburgh, which
that
was kind of unfair.
Yeah.
But
because they say they got some good young guns. They got Nolan Patrick. Yeah. They got
Claude Giroux's only like 28.
Oh my gosh, young captain, that's good.
I think he's like either 28 or 29.
Travis Konechny. That's who I was thinking of. Oh my gosh, I loved watching him this year. Travis Konechny. Gosh, who is?
Okay, he's 30, so yeah, he's still young. He's probably got another 6-7 good years in him.
I was thinking of some other guy on the Flyers that was another good young pro. I can't think of his name, but for this whole time I was thinking of Shane Gostisbehere, but no.
He's all right. He's a pretty good player.
Yeah.
Shane Gostisbehere is. The only thing is with him going to Philly, the only thing wrong with Philly right now is they don't have the greatest goaltending in the world.
Yeah.
Mrazek and Alex Lyon, which were sent back down to the AHL.
Where did Michael Neuwirth go?
I think he was injured. Either that or he was traded. I think he actually went to Dallas. I think he actually went to Dallas.
Michael Neuwirth did? I don't remember that.
Because I think they...
Oh, well, Peter Mrazek's a free agent.
Yeah, he's a free agent, but...
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Detroit needs to sign a goalie in free agency.
Yeah. Oh, we've been looking at...
and I would sign Mrazek, because why would you trade away a player and then just get him right back?
I heard on the news that we were looking at Robin Leonard.
Yeah, he wouldn't
Buffalo's old goalie.
You take him away, though, who does Buffalo got for a goalie, then?
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I'm saying.
Exactly. They got rid of Chad Johnson.
Detroit wouldn't care whose team they destroy.
Yeah, Buffalo had no goaltender.
Because, with the bonus about free agencies, you don't have to give up anything.
Yeah.
The only thing you got to give up is cap space. You don't have to give up players. So, I don't know. Colorado, they're on the way back up. They made the playoffs this year.
Yep. And I really loved watching Jonathan Bernier.
Yeah,
oh my gosh.
I don't know if it was just because in Toronto, if he didn't have a good goalie coach or he just had no support in front of him, but since he went to Colorado, he's been better.
Yeah.
Detroit, I could see them. Now they're in rebuilding. I could see bringing in Tavares because he's a veteran, veteran. Because Zetterberg's only got 2 years left on him.
Getting old.
Yeah. Franzen, once you get rid of... he doesn't even play anymore.
Exactly.
You need somebody who's young.
Yeah.
Tavares, if he goes to Detroit, he could be their 10, 12 years. Don't sign him for 10 years right on the dot, right on the spot. Sign him for like 4, then like 4 again, then maybe 3, and then do 1 years after that.
Yeah.
You know, or do like 3-3-1 or like 3-3-2-2-1 or something like that.
Yeah. Here, Edmonton, we'll give you your whole team for Connor McDavid.
Yeah. Sold. No, he's got a franchise. He can't be traded.
Exactly.
He's got franchise player in his. If you're labeled franchise player, you cannot be traded.
Exactly.
So that's what Dylan Larkin is labeled as franchise player. So we cannot trade him unless they come to an agreement. Kind of like he's every time his contract right now, he's gonna be an RFA.
Yeah.
So unless we tell him, yeah, you can talk to other teams, then he could become a UFA.
Yeah.
So, Dallas, they didn't make the playoffs this year.
Barely.
But they were close. I think they're only 3 or 4 points out.
I was just say they and St. Louis were the closest teams to get in.
St. Louis did really good season, then they're like, all right, we suck. We went to the top of top thrill dragster, and we're done. And we're done. Arizona, I don't see him going there because he's gonna have no support.
Exactly.
He's gonna his back's gonna break within the first shift.
Yeah.
Because he's gonna be carrying the team. Ottawa, I don't know.
Absolutely not.
Why?
Not after this bad season, and the way Eric.
But it's only one season, though.
Yeah, I know. The way Erik Karlsson played, though.
I know, but you can't consider it off of one season.
Yeah, I know it.
I mean, he could. I mean, if you look at it, 2 years ago, they were in the Eastern Conference Finals, and they almost went to the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yep.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the next year they sucked.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the Los Angeles Kings, the last time they won the Cup, I believe, the next year they didn't even make the playoffs.
Oh, wow.
But here they are back in the playoffs.
Yeah.
You know? It just fluctuates.
Yep.
I think that year they were plagued with injury, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, but... Ottawa is kind of a mix. I don't know. He could not. It all depends if he wants to go there. San Jose. They have almost $19 million in cap. I don't know. Joe Thornton's getting old. He's going to retire soon. He's like
Absolutely.
38.
Yeah.
38, 39. In fact, I think he's a free agent this year.
Oh, yeah, he is. Number 1. That's right.
So, I could see him going to San Jose, and that would be a pretty dangerous team there, too. I mean, they made the playoffs this year.
Yeah. Got to the second round.
Yeah, they went 6 games against Vegas and then kind of crapped the bed, but
Mm-hmm.
Montreal. I could not. Because he's from the Montreal area, I believe.
Oh, no kidding. Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he is Canadian. Yeah, I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, you can just tell by his last name he's Canadian.
Yeah.
I think he's from the Montreal area. Nope, he's from Toronto. From the Toronto area, excuse me.
Well, then that's why he wants to play for Toronto now. That's why he's talking terms with him.
Well,
that's the reason.
6 to 1, half dozen to the other, but...
Mm-hmm.
So, even still, Montreal's not terribly far from Toronto. It's, a couple hour plane flight, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo, he goes to Buffalo, and if they can get a goalie, that would be a really dangerous team, because you're going to have 2 good forwards with Jack Eichel and John Tavares on the front end.
Yeah.
I think you'd have to put one of them, because Jack Eichel's a center, and so is John Tavares. That's another thing you have to look at, though.
Yeah.
Tavares is a center.
It's easier to convert a center to a winger than it is a winger to a center.
Yeah, but he's also a center.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, he could.
How bad would it look like? Okay, Jack Eichel, you're on second line, or John Tavares, you're on second line.
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 big players, first line, second. It's like,
yeah.
Who needs the center? I mean, I know this year Detroit needs a center because their centers suck overall.
Yeah,
they're terrible. Columbus. They did okay. They made the playoffs. They lost to Washington, but they made the playoffs.
They had that series in the bag.
Oh, they did, and then they just totally threw it away.
Exactly.
So they did. It was a total foresight of what Tampa did.
Yeah.
Tampa did the same thing.
Yeah.
Except they were shut out 2 games in a row.
Yeah.
They were shut out for like 7.5 periods.
Holy cow! That's right.
St. Louis.
He goes there, then
he goes there, and that's a competitive team. I don't know if it's quite cup competitive yet, but it's going to be a very competitive team.
They should probably get to the
St. Louis is already kind of like a rough 'em up, tough 'em up team.
If he goes there, they could get to the second round of the playoffs. No problem.
I can see. Oh,
no problem.
First round, they could make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I don't know how far their playoff depth is though.
Yeah.
I mean, you look at Vegas. I mean, they totally pretty much cleaned the floor the first 3 rounds.
Yep.
But then it looked like the cup finals, they were just tired.
Yeah.
They looked tired, which was weird because they had like a week off between each round.
Yep.
So they just couldn't go the distance. Speaking of cup finals, Washington. He goes there. Oh, I skipped Anaheim. Oh well. He goes there. Washington goes to Tavares. Tavares goes to Washington.
Back-to-back cups.
Yes. If not, they're going to be in the third or fourth round, in my opinion.
Yep.
Nashville. He goes to Nashville. They're going to be really dangerous.
Yep.
Thing is, if he goes to Nashville, it's only going to leave him a few million in breathing room. And I don't know who they have to sign. I don't know what Pekarine's contract. I don't know what Colton Sisson's contract is. I don't know what their contracts. I don't know what Peter or Forsberg's contract is. I don't know. I don't know the contract situation.
Mm-hmm.
Boston, I don't know. I mean, he goes to Boston. They're going to win a cup, unfortunately.
Yeah, figures.
Because I mean, they made it to the second round, third round this year.
Second
round. Yeah, second round, and they went 7 games the first round, and I think 6 the second round. Maybe they went 7 too. No, I think they went 7 against Toronto or Tampa. Excuse me.
Whatever. Oh yeah, 7 first, 6 second.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
But Edmonton, he goes there.
Look out.
He goes there. You have Connor McDavid and you have John Tavares. That is going to be a lethal team.
I used to say, and then put next to Tavares and McDavid, I'd put Draisaitl there. Or did Draisaitl get traded?
No, I don't think he got traded.
Oh.
But the problem with Edmonton, though, 2 years ago, Cam Talbot was on fire.
Oh, yeah.
This past year, he was terrible.
Yep.
Absolutely horrendous.
Mm-hmm.
And most people are saying it's because they played him so much the first year.
Oh.
Is he was wore out.
Yeah.
You know, that's the thing. Is you get a primary goal, you can't play him for 75 games out of the year. You can only play him for like 55.
Yeah.
You know? Because if not, the next season, he might be good. He might be all right for 2 seasons. The third season, he's going to be so wore out.
Exactly.
The more you play a goalie, the less he's going to play. The less time overall he's going to play in the NHL.
Mm-hmm.
Edmonton, Minnesota. I don't know. I don't know their contract point.
Neither do I.
I mean, if they sign Tavares, they're only going to have like $1.5 million to $2 million in breathing room.
Yep.
Not a lot. Chicago signs them. They're going to be hurting for breathing room.
Exactly.
They cannot sign him overall for really more than $8.5 million a year.
Yeah.
And really, in my opinion, John Tavares is worth like 9.5.
Yep.
Not quite 10, just because of his age. If he was like 18, he would be worth 10 all the way, all up and down all day long.
Yeah. The next McDavid.
Yeah, but he's 27. So I mean, like, if I was a manager right now, I would say, how much are you looking for a year? He's like 10. Okay, hold on, pump your brakes here, all right?
Mm-hmm.
How about I give you 9.5 for 4 years, or 9.25 for 4 years, and see what he says. He's like, I want more. Then you go up by a quarter million. Then you go up by another $250,000. You know, you just don't give him what he wants right away.
Mm-hmm.
Because then you know who's wearing the pants in that family on that team.
Yeah.
So, and I know we just kind of wasted a ton of time. I mean, looking at cap space, but hey, it's cap space. There are really only 6 teams looking at John Tavares.
Toronto and Dallas are 2.
The 6, according to Athletics' Pierre LeBrun. This is off of CBS Sports. Man, I use CBS Sports a lot. Tavares, this was as of, come on, let me scroll for crying out loud. This was as of 2 days ago, so Tuesday. The Islanders Center will reportedly be meeting with 6 teams this week at the Creative Arts Agency office in LA. According to this dude's thing, who's obviously Canadian, French-Canadian, Tavares has meeting with the Boston Bruins, Toronto Maple Leafs, the San Jose Sharks, Dallas Stars, Tampa Bay Lightning, and of course the Islanders. Tampa Bay, I don't see him going there because they don't have the cap space. Unless Stevie Y pulls it out of his ass.
Yeah.
Pulls something out of his ass.
Trade somebody.
Trade something.
Releases somebody.
You know, shave cap space to where you shave $10 million cap space, so then you'll have $15 million. So you'll be able to sign him and then
stacked.
You know, If he does that, Tampa Bay's going to win
the cup.
They're going to win the cup next year. He will also speak to other several teams. Looking off of this 6-team thing between Boston, Toronto, San Jose, Dallas, Tampa Bay, and New York, the Islanders, who would be your guess he would go to?
It's got to be Toronto.
You would think Toronto?
It's got to be Toronto. He's been talking with them the most. They're going uphill. They made the playoffs this year. It's got to be him. So
who would you want him to see go to the most, though?
Dallas.
Dallas?
My second favorite team. Oh, my
So you wouldn't want him to see him go to Detroit?
Oh, I don't know about that, but...
Because, I mean, really, Dallas did no better than Detroit if you look at it stats-wise.
Yeah.
Sure, they were close to the playoffs, but did they make playoffs?
No. Figures.
No. So, out of this 6-team thing, I see him going to either Toronto or San Jose.
Yeah.
Toronto, because they have cap space and it's an up-and-coming team, you're going to be able to play with Austin Matthews for a long time. Austin Matthews is franchise player. He's not going to ever move.
Uh-huh.
You know, unless he starts, like,
going downhill.
Sucking. San Jose, maybe, but I would agree with you on Toronto.
It's gotta be.
You'll have great people with you. You'll have
Depth.
That's the word I'm looking. You'll have Austin Matthews. You'll have Van Riemsdyk. You'll have
Morgan
if
Riley.
they re-sign Bozak.
Yep.
Morgan Riley. You'll have a great depth. They will have 3 good lines of forwards. I don't know what their 4th line looks like, but you also have Mike Babcock, who's a good coach. If Toronto can get a goalie, they're gonna make a cup run.
Frederick Anderson.
He's a little on the inconsistent side.
That's right.
I mean,
I say they also got William Nylander.
Yeah, they have Nylander.
Oh my gosh, he's a great passer.
Yeah.
I love watching him this year.
So, I could see him, and also, it's his hometown team. Who doesn't want to play for their hometown team?
Exactly.
I mean, you know. So, other news. This is kind of old news. Dan Bilesma for Detroit.
What about...
he's working for Detroit.
Oh.
He's an assistant coach.
Oh, that's right. I heard.
You know where he's from?
Oh, my gosh. I wish it was our hometown.
Oh, it's close.
No.
Muskegon.
Oh, no kidding.
He's from Muskegon.
Nice.
You want to know something cool? He played hockey with my mom's brothers.
Nice.
And now he's the assistant coach. He's going to be the offensive coach for the Red Wings. So it's his hometown team, too.
Nice. Oh, and I heard the Griffins' former coach, Todd Nelson. He's
in Dallas
assistant
now.
coach in Dallas.
So now they're going to sign, I think it's Ben Simon.
Yeah, that's the new coach.
He's the head coach now.
Yep.
Not signed, but he's an assistant. Now he's ahead.
Yeah.
No, with Dan Bilesma, he was the coach for Pittsburgh in 2009 and won the cup. Unfortunately, beat Detroit.
Oh, wow.
Then he was with Pittsburgh, I think, until 2014. He either got fired or he left, because then he went to Buffalo for a couple years. He was a head coach of Buffalo. The first year in Buffalo, Buffalo went from last, or the bottom 3 teams in the playoff or power play, to 12th.
Wow.
In his first year. The next year, they were first.
Holy.
And they still sucked as a team, but they were first in power play. What is Detroit's power play like?
Last.
Exactly. They suck on the power play.
Mm-hmm.
There's so many games. There's so many points that Detroit left on the table because their power play was god awful.
Mm-hmm.
It was so bad. You see them on the power play, well, we could change this because they're probably sure as going to give up a shorthanded goal or something.
Mm-hmm.
You know? But yeah, I see Dan Bilesma. He's going to be a good fit for Detroit on the offense side.
Yeah.
So that's all I have for hockey.
Same here.
Unless something else. But I mean, I can check NHL news real quick. NHL news. Rick Nash is unsure if he'll return to the NHL next season.
Wow. He is getting a little old, but.
So. He's not that old. He's in his mid-30s. The top 29 NHL top 2019 NHL draft prospect has Connor McDavid-like qualities.
Wow.
So, whoever would get him would have Connor McDavid 2.0, just a couple years younger.
Uh-huh.
A few years younger. And he's from the US of A.
Come on, Detroit.
For 2019 draft pick, first overall. Because this year, obviously, Buffalo got Rasmus Dahlin.
Yeah. I was thinking it was Quinn Hughes, but he got drafted this year.
The early favorite to be top pick in 2019 is Jack Hughes.
Jack, that's it. I've heard of him before. I say
brother of freshly picked Vancouver Canucks Quinn Hughes.
I say, and if he's
he went 7th overall.
Holy cow!
Think about if he went to Vancouver
and played with his net and played.
That's
with
the
his
Sedins all over
again.
This is gonna be Vancouver. Okay, we're gonna suck so we can get 20% on the draft lottery.
And we're gonna give up the rest of our team.
Yeah.
So we can have that overall pick that we need to in order to get him.
Well, it's all the draft lottery.
Yeah.
It's all gonna be through the lottery.
Yeah.
I mean, who got it this year? Buffalo. They ended up being actually last in the league, but last year,
last year was McNabb.
Last year, no.
Oh,
was Nico Hischier.
Yeah, that's it.
Last year, the Devils had the first overall pick, but they weren't last in the league. They won the lottery. Actually, Buffalo was last in the league last year.
Oh wow!
And they were, but the other two times, I think Edmonton and Toronto were also not last in the league, but they won the draft lottery. Which I think is kind of crap. If you're last in the league, you should just get first overall. They should just go in reverse order.
Exactly.
So if you're last, you get first. If you're second to last, you get second. If you're third to last, you get third, and so on and so on. So if you're the Cup champions like Washington, you pick 31st overall.
Unless Seattle comes in as the 32nd team, then you're 32nd.
They will.
Yeah.
Them selling,
darn well better.
They will. I mean, they already have a stadium. They're renovating right now. Words are hard today.
Yep.
They're renovating right now, and
they sell out of season tickets, right?
Within the first day.
Yeah.
Dude, they had like 10,000 in the first couple hours. They sold 25,000 by the end of the day.
Yeah, holy.
And people are like, they have 25,000 seat stadium. No. Okay, how many of those are full season tickets? Season tickets though. Exactly. You know, there's some people that have 10-game season tickets, or half season, or quarter season, or 9, or whatever they are doing their season tickets like.
Yep.
But. So
I say they'll be here in the 2020-2021 season.
If everything goes as planned, yes, they will. So, on to NASCAR.
Just for those that don't know.
Know what?
That's when Seattle's coming.
If everything goes if everything goes on now, yeah. So NASCAR. There's not big news. Oh my god! Have you seen the YouTube video of the big Tropicana orange thing rolling down turn 4 at Chicagoland before?
Oh, I might have. But I can't
dude,
remember
it's so.
It.
Somebody did a dub over it. They did like the Jaws theme. So like you'd see the car by you, you'd see the orange in the camera. Dun.
Yeah.
And then you'd see him coming down the front street. It was so good.
Oh,
it was
man,
awesome.
I don't think I've seen it. Figures.
There's not much news in NASCAR other than, the Throwback Thursday, big and orange trouble in turn 4 at Chicagoland. That was like when they first started going to Chicagoland. Early 2000s. There was a NASCAR tire testing at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. And yeah, not much overall. Denny Hamlin explains why he's unpopular with NASCAR fans, because when you take out Chase Elliott, you tend to become very unpopular.
Absolutely. Kind of like Matt Kenseth and Joey Logano all over again.
Actually, I was going to do Fun Fact Friday, but I'm going to do Trivia Friday now.
Trivia Friday.
I
like that better than Fun Fact.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah.
Trivia Friday. I'm going to ask you a question.
Okay.
All right?
I like it.
All right, and we're going to see if you get it right. And if you can come up with one, you can give it to me too. You can look it up if you want. Okay. Trivia Friday question is, who had the most consistent, most popular driver awards in NASCAR? Consecutive, excuse me, not consistent.
I was to say, throughout the whole history of NASCAR, right?
Although, since they've been giving out the most popular driver award, who's won it the most?
Consecutive years.
Who's won it the most? Yes. Who's won it consecutively the most?
Oh my gosh.
You can bonus points too if you get the answer right.
I was to say.
Or get the number of years right, excuse me.
The number of years right? Mm-hmm. Holy crap. I could probably guess the driver. Son of a gun. Well, when you first asked me that question, I was sitting here thinking, okay, who's one of the most popular NASCAR drivers of all time? And the first person that came to my head was Dale Earnhardt Sr., the Intimidator.
Yes.
Who is also my dad's favorite NASCAR driver of all time.
Well, everybody's favorite NASCAR driver is Dale Jr.
Yeah, and then
he might have been a dick on the racetrack, but you can't hate on the Earnhardts.
And then speaking of Earnhardt Sr., I was thinking maybe it's Earnhardt Jr. He was racing longer than his dad, so then I was
his dad's raced longer than him.
Oh, I was gonna guess Dale Earnhardt Jr.
Yeah, remember Earnhardt Sr. was like 50 when he passed away.
Yeah,
when he crashed, he was like 49, 50 when he passed away.
So I'm gonna guess as my final either Jeff Gordon, or no, I don't think it could be Jimmy. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to go ahead and guess Dale Earnhardt Jr.
That's a very, very good guess.
With logic behind it, and I'm wrong. Just my luck. If not, it's either Davey Allison, Cal Yarborough, Fireball Roberts, or Jeff Gordon.
Just start listing off all past drivers. No.
Yeah. It's either one of those guys.
Dale Jr. has won most popular driver 15 times.
Holy crap.
In a row. Maybe not in a row, but he's won it 15 times.
Oh, I say.
Yes, 15th consecutive time. So he's won it 15 times.
I see.
I mean, once his dad... When, in 2001, Earnhardt Sr. was the most popular driver.
Yeah.
That year.
Yeah.
And then from 17 back 15 years, that's how many times that's when Earnhardt started winning it. So that was like what, 2002?
Yeah.
So the year after Earnhardt Jr. been winning, maybe the year after that. One above Earnhardt.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
At 16, believe it or not, Awesome Bill
Elliott.
from Dawsonville.
Bill
Elliott at 16.
Oh.
16 consecutive times.
I didn't think of him, son of a gun.
Yeah, I only got of it because I spoke of Chase Elliott when I was talking about Denny Hamlin when, Denny accidentally bumped him going into turn 4 even though he's a car length behind at Martinsville and totally wrecked him. I was trying to bump and run him. You don't do that when the car's on the brakes and turn 3, you idiot.
Yeah.
Bill Elliott won it 16 times. In a row. Yeah. Maybe not in a row, but he's won it 16 times. I actually might have been in a row. He also holds the track record at Talladega.
Track record.
Fastest speed at Talladega.
Fastest speed?
Yeah, at 2:12 and change.
Holy.
That was before they had restrictor plates.
Yeah.
But his car was narrower that entire season too.
Yeah.
Because the rule book only had a maximum. Never had a minimum for car width, so they're like, "Hey, let's make it, 6 inches, narrower." Well, that's less of a hole you're punching in the air, so you're gone. You're zoom. Any track that has to do with aerodynamics, you're gone.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just a total bending of the rules. That was back then when the rule book was probably just as much as a sticky note. Now it's like, where's your sticky note thing? Okay. Now it's like 3 sticky notes things times 3.
Yeah.
So now it's like that thick.
9. Yeah.
For
how much rules they add.
Yeah. I mean, they're changing it every day.
Every day, yeah.
Well,
at least they got second.
Yeah, you got second. I mean, Earnhardt Jr. is everyone's. Unless you're like, your dad probably would have got it. My dad probably would have got it because they've been watching NASCAR when Elliott was still racing.
Yeah, I used to say I didn't think of him, but now I say I remember how popular he was back in the day. Yeah.
So.
But anyway.
So there, so while I read off the penalties from this past weekend, which there was only 2, you can come up with a trivia question for me.
Oh crap!
You don't have to, but if you can, it can be IndyCar, NASCAR, hockey. Don't care.
All right.
So. There was 2 penalties this weekend. One in the Monster Energy Cup Series. Every time I always want to call it the Winston Cup Series. Mm-hmm. And one in the Xfinity Series. We're gonna call it the Busch Series because that's what it was called
back in the day.
It was actually called Grand National for a while.
Oh.
That was the original, but then the original got Winston, so then they gave Grand National to Busch.
Yeah.
Then it became the Busch Grand National Series, and it just became the Busch Series. That's what my dad says still. He still calls it the Busch Series. But for the Cup Series. This last weekend at Sonoma, there was 1 penalty for the number 18 of Joe Gibbs Racing for Kyle Busch. Per the penalty, crew chief Ben Beshore was fined $20,000 and suspended 1 race, which he was actually a fill-in crew chief because the week before Adam Stevens was suspended 1 points race for an illegal splitter at Michigan. So, he'll have his normal crew chief next week. But he finished 5th. Working with already an intern crew chief who was replacement. Yada, I just said that. Stevens is due to serve the final race of a 4-race suspension. Really? So at Daytona, Adam Stevens is going to be suspended because he still has to serve one more race from. Remember last year when Kyle Busch was coming out of the pits and his left rear tire came off? Adam Stevens got a 4-race suspension for that. He's only served 3 for that. No, he got Ben Bishore got fined $20,000 and suspended 1 race for improperly installed lug nuts. At the end of the race. So obviously, Kyle Busch only had 2 lug nuts. Either he didn't have 2 lug nuts on one wheel, or he was missing 2 lug nuts. Because if you have 1 lug nut off, you only get 10,000.
Oh,
geez. And you don't get suspended. But if you have 2, then it's 20,000 in suspension. If you have 3, I think you're like 50,000 in like 4-race suspension.
Yeah.
It goes up consistent, and then when you get into a certain number, it goes up exponentially. I mean, like, if you're like 1 lug nut on the wheel, I think you're going to be suspended half the season. Like, are you stupid?
Exactly.
Unless you don't come into the pits and fix it. So, at Daytona, Jacob Cantor will serve as crew chief for the number 18, but that's 2 weeks from now because this weekend's Chicagoland.
Yeah.
So, in the Xfinity Series, the number 21 Richard Childress Racing Team was penalized following last weekend's race in Iowa, so 2 weekends ago, for also improperly installed lug nuts. Crew chief Danny Stockman was fined $5,000. So obviously they only had 1 lug nut off.
Yeah.
Daniel Hemrick drove the number 21 Chevrolet to 21st place, 21.
Mm-hmm.
In Saturday's Xfinity Series, American Ethanol E15 250 presented by Enogen, not sponsored. So yeah, that's the only 2. Penalties for the weekend.
Yeah.
So, you got your question?
Yeah. All right. Who was the?
So we'll end it on this question because there's not much NASCAR news other than the penalties.
Yeah, I say this is about it anyway.
So,
okay. Name the 1988 Stanley Cup champion.
Ooh, 1988 Cup.
88. Speaking of Dale Earnhardt Jr.
And at Hendrick, at least.
Yeah, 1988.
Instead of Dale Earnhardt Incorporated.
Yeah.
88. Okay.
88 Cup champion.
When did Gretzky get traded? Was that 87? I know it's not Detroit.
Right.
I know it's not Toronto. I know it's not Chicago. I can pretty much get rid of quite a few original 6 teams. I know it was not New York because they won in '94 and that was the first time in like 3 centuries.
Yeah.
So I know I don't think Boston won it because they don't have that many cups. So that's 5 out of 6. And I don't think Montreal won it either because they won it in '91. And again, that was the last time they won it. I don't think they won it in '88. I want to say the Edmonton Oilers, but that seems too easy. When did Gretzky get traded? Was it 88 or was it 87?
I said, let me know what your final answer is.
I'm going to go with the Edmonton Oilers.
Correctamundo.
It is correct? Okay, then obviously after that, Gretzky got traded then.
Yep.
Because I couldn't remember, because I knew it was the late 80s when Gretzky got traded. I couldn't remember what late 80s team.
Yeah, I say I looked it up on good old Wikipedia, not sponsored, and I say in '88, Oilers went up against Boston Bruins and they swept them. Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Yeah. So, okay, that was a pretty good one.
Nice to say. I have to do that.
Okay. Well, now that you got hockey, I'm going to list off an IndyCar one. And this is going to be not for you, this is going to be for anyone that actually watches this video and they make it to the 1 hour and 8 minute mark.
Okay.
So, if you have any final thoughts, you can give them off now while I look up an IndyCar question.
Oh, all right.
Final thoughts, like go.
Well, now that I got a little bit amount of time, I got nothing. That's fine.
You got nothing. So nothing on NASCAR, nothing on IndyCar, or IndyCar, nothing on hockey.
I say make sure you watch the race at Chicagoland. It's gonna be boring.
It's gonna be boring. It's gonna be a total. You'll be able to
lemming train.
Yeah, it's gonna be lemming train into turn 1, out of turn 2, down the curve to back stretch, into turn 3, out of turn 4, down the front stretch.
And you do it all again.
Do it all again for 400 miles. Oh, jeez.
That's it.
Ooh. IndyCar question.
For our viewers, not me, because Lord knows I won't figure
You won't
it out.
get it. You might, but...
No, good.
Yeah. I can just ask. I don't really have to look it up. But okay, here's the question. Isn't this a cool picture though? Don't say it out loud because this is the question.
That's the picture? Oh, now I see what it is.
So, the question of the day. What year was the Indianapolis Motor Speedway paved in asphalt for the first time?
1560. Oh, no, just kidding.
That's about close. Because obviously in 1909, it was a 2-inch layer of sand placed on top of an existing damaged surface. Yada, yada. It was pretty much gravel. It was pretty much a dirt track for the most part. Yeah. And then in the fall of 1909, shortly after that, 3.2 million street paving bricks laid onto the sand, separated on each side by approximately 1/4 of an inch, and after each section rolled, declared level, a mixture of equal parts of sand and Portland cement poured between each brick for all 4 sides for the fixins. And obviously then you still have the brickyard, but what year? This is the other Friday Trivia Friday question. What year was the Indianapolis Motor Speedway paved in asphalt for the first time? And it's actually later than I thought. And I'm going to say, because there's 2 dates on here.
Lord only knows.
Because one date only has the main front stretch. Another date, over for the entire 2.5 mile rectangular oval, when was it paved in asphalt completely?
No clue.
Dude, it's so much later than I thought. It was in brick for a long time.
I said, well, it's for the viewers, not me.
Yeah, no kidding. And that's the question. On the next episode, I will list off the answer. So, final thoughts for me. Not much, other than just watch. I'm the only reason why I'd probably watch the NASCAR race. Wow, we actually able to stretch this out to an hour and 15 minutes. The only reason why I would probably watch the NASCAR race on at Chicagoland is just because I want to see how Dale Earnhardt does in the booth. I just want to see what input he has, for me and Andy and everybody that is part of this production, i.e. me and Andy.
Yeah.
2-man show here.
Yeah.
Even though I usually do most of the editing, but
yeah, that's all right.
And a sweet intro we got going on there.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much for watching episode 2 of the IHN Show. If you enjoyed this, please leave a like down below. I didn't do this the first episode. I kind of skimped out a little bit.
That's all right.
Leave a like and subscribe if you want to continue watching more, because if you subscribe, maybe we'll do more shows daily, because we're just on 2 right now. Right now it's set up as Wednesday, Friday. We might do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. On some during hockey, we probably will, because that's when most news will.
Oh yeah.
I'll probably end up doing Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, but
yeah, once it gets into hockey season, we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, because then we'll have the ending of the NASCAR championship. We'll have the end of the IndyCar championship, and we'll have hockey.
Yep.
So, if you'd like to support us on Patreon, link to that will be in the description below. Actually, no, it won't for this video because I'm still working on it. It should be in the link for the 3rd episode. So, Yeah, if you want to talk about anything we said, what your thoughts on Tavares going somewhere, comment that below. We'll be scouring the comments. We can have a good conversation as long as you're nice about it. If you're calling us dumb a-holes and stuff like that,
I say we're just gonna have to.
Yeah, we're just gonna have to. No, we're just gonna not even acknowledge it. We're just gonna see you dumb assholes and keep on scrolling.
Yeah.
So, as in for Andy and me, this has been the IHN Show.
Yep.
I hope you have a great day. Adios.
See ya.